Boruto Uzumaki is one of the most misunderstood characters in all of nerd culture. When the series first started, people called him spoiled, arrogant, just some kid riding his dad's coattails who didn't deserve to carry the Naruto name. And honestly, they weren't totally wrong. The thing is, nobody saw what was coming. This kid was going to turn into something no character in Naruto or Boruto had ever been before. From the Hokage's son to potentially the end of the human era, and every form he went through along the way came with a price most people just ignore. I'm Shoyo, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel because today we're breaking down Boruto Uzumaki's complete journey, all 10 of his forms up to the absolute monster he's become in Two Blue Vortex. Before anything else, there's regular Boruto. And even regular Boruto was already insane for his age. As a son of Naruto and Hinata, he inherited the ridiculous chakra reserves of the Uzumaki clan and the razor-sharp precision of the Hyuga bloodline. So much so that when he took the Genin exam with the legendary Kakashi, the same bell test that already messed up Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, Kakashi straight up admitted it. Boruto was already easily at Chunin level. The problem? Because he knew that he didn't take anything seriously. Way too much talent in the hands of a kid who was way too immature. Then comes the first form that makes Boruto different from any other ninja in history, the Jougan. This eye started showing up when Boruto was 7 years old, still in the academy, triggered instinctively inside a dream with Tonari Otsutsuki. What the Jougan does is see what the naked eye can't chakra flow. Vital points, dimensional distortions. Boruto used this power to predict where Urashiki would pop up through teleportation portals. Urashiki himself called the Jougan an incredibly troublesome eye. Tonari went even further, calling Boruto the star of hope against the incoming threat of the Otsutsuki clan. Not exactly what you'd call a normal kid. But even with all that, this version of Boruto was still just a brat. He apparently hated his own dad. He cheated during the Chunin exams using a banned scientific device. Here's the thing though, Boruto never actually hated Naruto. He just didn't know how to deal with his dad never being around. And like any immature kid would, he handled it the worst way possible. Everything changed when Naruto sacrificed himself to protect his family and the village during Momoshiki's invasion. That moment hit Boruto like a truck. Every happy memory came flooding back all at once as he screamed for his dad. After that, Boruto was never the same. Sasuke, who had seen his potential up close, was the first to say it out loud. Under his training, Boruto would surpass his father. In the battle against Momoshiki, Boruto played a huge role in the victory, thanks to the invisible Rasengan, created together with Naruto, and for the first time, he truly felt what his dad had gone through to become who he was. With Momoshiki defeated, the brat was officially gone. But in his final moments, Momoshiki used that time to brand his own genetic code onto Boruto's palm. That's the karma. Basically, it's the Otsutsuki's insurance policy, a resurrection mechanism that lets them come back to life through their host over time. In the early stages, black marks appear in high-pressure moments, bringing boosted strength, speed, and jutsu absorption. Sounds like a perk, right? Then you remember, the price of that perk is Momoshiki slowly erasing Boruto's humanity from the inside out. As the karma progresses, Boruto learns through pain and countless battles to activate the seal on purpose and keep control. At this stage, the marks cover most of his body. His eyes change, and his abilities shoot up to Kage level. Real-time jutsu absorption, off-the-charts speed, access to techniques that shouldn't exist in a human ninja. The difference between this form and what comes next is awareness. At this stage, it's still Boruto on the inside. He's using Momoshiki's power without letting Momoshiki take the wheel. It's like walking a tightrope over a bottomless pit, one slip and it's over, and then he slips. During the fight against Boro, a member of the Car organization, with Boruto completely drained of chakra, Momoshiki took advantage of that weakness and seized full control. Enter Borushiki. In this form, Momoshiki uses Boruto's entire arsenal, the Otsutsuki Byakugan, and a massive horn, showing just how far along the transformation already was. Physically, the look changes completely. The karma takes over his face, his hair goes white, his eyes become full. Otsutsuki. And what Momoshiki does when he's in control has nothing to do with Boruto's goals. He doesn't save anyone, he just watches, evaluates. Sometimes he even comments on how much Boruto still has to grow before he's worth possessing for good. It's one of the most messed up dynamics in the entire franchise, because the villain lives inside the main character and pays zero rent, while Boruto sleeps exactly like Naruto and Kurama in the early days. Later, after Ishiki's defeat, Momoshiki secretly destroyed Sasuke's Rinnegan and tried to use Kawaki as a sacrificial pawn. It was Kawaki who forced an impossible choice, and Boruto broke his own horn to take back control. Against code, Boruto tapped into the karma in a whole new way, using his actual self to access the combat knowledge of a monster. Pills created by Amado suppressed the Byakugan, cutting the connection to Momoshiki and giving Boruto real control over that power. Boruto went toe-to-toe with Code, one of the strongest characters in the series, and made an impression with a single punch, driving Code's feet into the ground. But the pills had a fatal flaw. The more Otsutsuki power Boruto used, the weaker he became, opening windows for Momoshiki to retake control. The line between Boruto and Momoshiki kept getting thinner with every fight. Fed up with that constant threat, Boruto and Kawaki came to a brutal conclusion. The only way out was to kill Boruto. Since the karma was Momoshiki's sole anchor, killing the host before the transformation was complete would wipe them both out. But the fear of death forced Momoshiki to act with 82% of his DNA already extracted by the karma. He converted the remaining 18% into Boruto's DNA, rebuilt his cells, and brought him back to life. By combining the 82% already extracted with that converted 18%, Boruto officially stopped being human, genetically, completely. He can fly. His chakra is the kind that alien gods use. His power ceiling stopped being human forever. And as a full Otsutsuki, he became immune to Ada's ability that forces everyone to fall in love with her, which didn't protect him from what came next. Kawaki, desperate to get rid of Boruto without Naruto stepping in, first sealed Naruto and Hinata in a timeless dimension. Then, when he encountered Ada, he wished for Boruto to become a complete outsider to the village, and that activated the Omnipotence. Omnipotence is a shinjutsu, a divine technique inherited from the DNA of the god Shibai Otsutsuki. It rewrites memories, feelings, and reality itself. Boruto and Kawaki's lives were swapped. To the entire world, Kawaki became Naruto's biological son, while Boruto became the criminal outsider who murdered the Hokage. The only ones immune were other Otsutsukis, and mysteriously, Sarada and Sumire. It was the trauma of watching her best friend get hunted down that pushed Sarada to awaken the Mangekyo Sharingan. And combined with Sasuke's headband that Boruto was carrying, it was enough for Sasuke to trust his daughter over his own rewritten memories. Sasuke left the village as a criminal, with Boruto by his side. After all, there's no better mentor for a fugitive than Sasuke himself. 3 years passed, and that's where we get to Boruto in Two Blue Vortex. The look got darker and more mysterious, reminds you of young Sasuke. He wears a cape with the Konoha emblem on it, loyal to the village even while being hunted by it, and the Uzumaki crest sits near his heart. Sasuke taught him Kenjutsu. The sword he carries is proof of that. This Boruto, exiled from Konoha, hunted, surviving on his own for 3 years, is completely unrecognizable compared to the kid who used to vandalize the Hokage monument just to get attention. And the techniques he mastered during that exile are absolutely nuts. The Rasengan Uzuhiko channels the chakra of the planet itself into the Rasengan, creating a continuous gravitational effect on the target. It's not a jutsu that hits you once, it's a jutsu that never stops hitting you. Then there's the modified flying Raijin, the flying thunder god technique created by Minato Namikaze, his own grandfather, which Boruto didn't just learn, he rewrote it. His version allows dimensional teleportation using living objects as markers. Anything he touches can become a teleportation point. That completely changes every single fight because Boruto no longer has to be where his opponent expects him. His new mentor, beyond Sasuke, is Koji Kashin, the Jiraiya clone created by Amado, who was given the power of prescience, a shinjutsu that lets him see the future. Seeing only destruction in the possible futures, he started training Boruto to avoid the worst realities he can foresee. And the enemies he's up against now are on a completely different level. The Shinju are sentient clones born from Code's divine tree, each with their own consciousness, massive power, and a terrifying goal: devour a specific target to evolve. As divine trees, each one has the base abilities of the Rinnegan, but the real nightmare is the individual abilities each one carries. Jura, the leader, risen from the remains of the Ten Tails itself, the most evolved of them all. His target shifted to Himawari Uzumaki after it was revealed she's the new Jinchuriki of Kurama. Hidari, the Sasuke clone, heir to the legendary ninja's powers, with 2 Rinnegan and access to the 6 Paths powers. Matsuri, a manifestation of Moegi, master of wood style. Mamushi, created from bug, capable of splitting into unlimited copies, each with full strength and chakra. Here's the problem. Boruto can't beat Jura. Regular Rasengan does nothing. Jura kept up with the flying Raijin and blocked the sword with a single finger. He even neutralized the Rasengan Uzuhiko by figuring out the principle behind it, comparing it to a tailed beast bomb. Boruto's ultimate weapon became useless against him. Both Kashin Koji and Ida confirmed it. Boruto has no way of winning this fight. Backed into a corner, Boruto made the darkest decision in the series so far. Cut a deal with Momoshiki. Not surrender, not possession, a deal. Boruto offers up his body temporarily in exchange for power, and Momoshiki, who just wants to escape a limbo between life and death, agrees. The exact terms of this deal are still a mystery, but the fact that Momoshiki was genuinely caught off guard by the proposal says a lot about what it actually involves. With this agreement, Boruto accesses the karma in its most complete form, with full control. It's the power of an Otsutsuki at full capacity, directed by the will of an Uzumaki. And if you put together everything we covered here, the Jougan, the karma, the modified flying Raijin, the Rasengan, Uzuhiko, Sasuke's Kenjutsu, flight, and the biology of a complete Otsutsuki, you've got a character who goes beyond any shinobi from the Naruto era. Yeah, including Naruto himself. And looming over all of it is still Shibai Otsutsuki, a being who consumed entire planets, resurrecting over and over through the karma to achieve immortality until he transcended physical reality and became a fifth dimensional being. That's the level Boruto is heading toward. Looking at everything that's happened so far, it's hard to imagine Boruto stopping here. The enemies he's facing now don't belong to the traditional shinobi world anymore. They're tied to gods, shinjutsus, and powers that literally bend reality. And to take on monsters like that, there might not be any other path in becoming something beyond human. And if this was just the beginning, imagine what his final form looks like. Let me know in the comments what you think Boruto's peak power will be, and whether this deal with Momoshiki is going to end up saving him or destroying whatever's left of who he really is. If you enjoyed it, you already know what to do. Hit like, subscribe, and don't forget, I'm Shoyo, and I'll catch you in the next one.